Hey YouTube, it's your girl Yona Marie, and today I want to talk about tips to get over songwriter's block. Yona Marie music, create with me. So usually when you hear the term writer's block, most people are talking about creative writing, fictional writing, where you're unable to come up with concepts, ideas, inspiration, and you're just stuck on your book. But not enough people talk about how you can get songwriter's block. You can get stuck in the story in your song, but you can get also stuck in the melody, the instrumentation, the chord progressions. There's so many ways to lose inspiration when it comes to writing a song because so many different talents goes into the process of writing music. So how do you get over it? How do you get out of your head? How do you get that inspiration back? How do you stop yourself from being so overcritical to the point where you're beating yourself down and you can't finish a song at all? Songwriter's block can be caused by so many things. You can just be at a lack of inspiration. You could be going through some emotional drama with a friend, a family member, a spouse, a loved one. It could be health-related issues. You could be having things going on with your brain to the point where you're not able to do things you were easily able to do before an accident or some type of trauma. So many things can happen and bring about this blockage in your creativity. But I want to share a few tips that may be able to help you out. There is no magic solution for everybody. It depends on what's going on in your life. It depends on how you're able to work through it. It can depend on so many different things. But I want to share these tips, and hopefully one or more will be able to help you through your process and get you back going as a songwriter genius that you are. A small few things you want to do before you even attempt any of these tips is to find a calm space. Find an environment where you can breathe in and out. Try to relax yourself. I know you might be going crazy on your head, but try to promote an environment where you can really just be in your own little bubble, relax, and try to get yourself in an optimistic mindset before you try these. My first tip will be 2 tips into one. Get a good meal in and get a good workout in. A lot of creators just go on about their day, stuck in their books, stuck on their computer, not thinking about how they didn't even get their heart rate going for a good 30 minutes that day to really increase their brain function. And they're sitting at a desk, you're sitting in your studio, and you're like, why can't I do anything right? Why can't I focus? Why can't I think straight? Why am I not getting creative? Well, that's because you didn't feed your body energy that you're supposed to be getting every day because you're in your own head too much. Take a step back, go to the kitchen, get you that meal, fill yourself up, and then go get you some cardio in particular. Yeah, you can go work out with your weights, but get you that cardio. My tip number 2 is to write through a terrible song. So as a professional songwriter, I know how it is when you have a deadline. You told somebody you will have this song done by this day. You thought you was going to be feeling great this whole week, but you weren't. You got an idea out before, but you tossed that idea. You had another idea, but this one's halfway done, and you probably don't like that either. You're trying to come up with a third idea that will outdo that second idea. Just write through any idea and stick to it. Don't throw it away. Write that first verse. You might get stuck after that first verse and feel like, oh, I got to toss this. This is bad. Go through. Write that chorus anyway. Write through that chorus. If your melody is sucky, write through it. If your lyrics are terrible and cheesy, so what? Write it down. Get to that second verse. Get to that bridge. You might find that, wow, okay, by this bridge, I'm getting my creativity back. Now I know what to do for that chorus that I was stuck at for like hours, for days, because you just worked through it. Like, I know what it's like to be super critical on yourself to the point where you're like, oh, this is bad. Like, I'm not going to go past this verse because this verse was so bad. Imagine how trash this chorus idea about to be. Like, how about I start again next year? No. How about you just write through it right now and see where it'll take you? Because, yeah, you might get stuck for a certain section, but that brain creativity can come and hit you just like that, and you won't expect it, but you'll never know if it was going to come if you give up on the song completely. So write through your terrible songs, and I promise you, if you're a songwriter, likely you're being very critical on yourself, and it's not even terrible, but you can't get your mind around it the right way because you're over obsessing. So just write through it first, and maybe get somebody else's opinion on it before you say, hey, this was bad. Hey, I didn't get any inspiration. Hey, I lost my edge. Hey, I'm in writer's block. If nothing is coming out your brain, like you literally having a blockage, the only thing coming to you is songs that are already written and you have nothing else to give, then put the song down, open YouTube, watch some inspirational videos. Don't just listen to some of your favorite artists, but watch them. Get the inspiration from seeing them, seeing the enjoyment of what music does to people that are really out there writing beautiful songs, have probably gone through a lot of songwriting blockage before, and get that inspiration from some of your favorite people in your favorite genres. see interviews, see shows, see the energy from them, vocally, audio-wise, and visual-wise, because maybe that'll help you get out of that funk that you're going to be in after you can't write anything on your song. Because trust me, I know you're going to be in a funk. You're going to be cursing yourself out, and you need some positive energy to hit you right after that so you can get out of spiraling. Another tip is to look through your old work. So if you're an established songwriter especially, chances are you have tens, maybe hundreds of old songs that you can hear from yourself and see how far you've grown. Or maybe you can listen back and see how good you were before and how good you'll be able to be again right now if you can just get that energy back. You'll be able to see so many different sides depending on how you view your old music. When I listen to my old music, I'd be like, oh, I came a long way because this is trash. Like, what was that doing 10 years ago? Like, I don't know, what the heck? Why did y'all let me put this out? But thank God I'm good now. But sometimes when you listen to old music, you can be like, this was good. Like, I was making good songs 10 years ago. Like, of course I can make another good song now. Like, even if it ain't the perfect song, I was a genius 10 years ago. Boom, let me get through this now because I'm going to always have this talent. And that might inspire you past this writing blockage. My next tip is to try out songwriting prompts. So you probably heard of writing prompts when you were in grade school and you were writing creative essays. Okay, you can write a song about love. Write a song about loving your friend. Write a song about loving your neighbor. Write a song about loving your parents. Write a song about loving your family. And then you'll go through a million different subtopics to really get your brain going to see what topic will stick to you, what lyric will stick to you, maybe what story will stick to you. So you'll be able to see a prompt about love, a prompt about success, a prompt about money, a prompt about envy, a prompt about hard times. Just go to Google. Google has a lot of songwriting prompts available to you, and it might jog your creativity, especially if you're stuck at the beginning of a song. You don't even have like a verse, you don't have an outline, you don't have nothing. You just sitting there, you like, what am I about to do? How am I about to write this song? What even am I about to write about? Use a songwriting prompt. Let Google help you out with that. Some songwriters will complain that you can't get real creativity from forcing yourself from a songwriting prompt. But if you're like me and you're doing this for a paycheck, okay, if you're doing this for your job, if you're doing this to pay your bills, and you don't have the luxury to be waiting for that idea to just hit you at that magical time because you're not on a deadline, sure, okay, God bless you and your songwriting process. But guess what? I got songs to write by very specific deadlines, and I'm going to get me a song out, and it's going to be good, all right? And yeah, you might say it's an artificial way to make art, but guess what? It's going to be art anyway. Artificial got the word art in it. Thank you very much, and somebody going to like it. Another thing I like to do as a songwriter, instead of prompts, how about you do songwriting exercises? There are many songwriting exercises that you can find with a simple Google search, but I'm going to share a few of my favorites that gets my creativity really flowing when I'm stuck and I don't know where to go with a song. I don't know what to start from. I don't know what topic. I don't know what angle I'm going to do a love song from. So one I like to do to bring out creative melodies and creative lyrics if I'm stuck and if I feel like I'm putting too much pressure on myself is to just simply do a freestyle exercise. So I'll just go on YouTube or go on SoundCloud, go on Spotify. Depending on what genre I want to do, it might be like an EDM instrumental, R&B, or like a slow jam, maybe a little bit of jazz. I might throw in some bossa nova music just to freestyle over. It could be something crazy to really get you excited about the songwriting process in general. You might be a metal singer, but you're like, okay, I'm just going to freestyle over this country instrumentation and just see where it takes me. Guess what? It's going to take you somewhere really far and fun, most likely, if you really get into it. Yeah, you're not going to come up with the perfect song. Yeah, you're going to fumble words, but you're going to go through the process. You might want to do a few songs. Don't just get stuck on one song. Go through like 5 songs where you're just playing beats and you're just coming up with words, coming up with melodies on the spot. I bet you're going to have fun. And I bet you it's going to at least calm you for your songwriting experience if you're going through songwriter's block. Another exercise I like to do is the 10-minute song, which is almost like the freestyle song, but it gives you a little bit more minutes, of course. It's hard to put realistic expectations on a 10-minute song, which will get you in a good, light, playful, fun mood. You're just going to be writing anything. It's not going to make sense, especially towards the end of the song. You might want to even do 5 minutes instead of 10 minutes if you want to really challenge yourself. Write out the whole song. If you got an instrument, if you got a guitar, if you got a piano, come up with some chords too. You might need 15 minutes for that. But see what you'll come up with. It'll be goofy. It'll be bad. And you'll understand the fact that it's okay for sometimes music not to be perfect. So these are just a few of my tips. I'm going to share some blog links with you where I have more songwriting exercises and an actual songwriting prompt available to you to use. And I will be back with more tips next week. Thank you for checking in and stay tuned.